by and large, Hitler is still hoping to invade Britain around about September 7th onwards, and the army, the navy, and the air, well, army and navy for the most part, are being told, get ready for it. The weather is bad until August the 23rd, 1940, and after August 23rd, the Luftwaffe do their efforts to destroy the Royal Air Force in the air, in the ground. Number 11 group is still taking the brunt of the air operation, the Adler Angriff, and they're doing their best, but gradually the experienced pilots are being killed or taken out of action and replaced, or at least supplanted, by pilots who are vastly inexperienced. In contrast, those who managed to get through the Battle of France, say, are starting to be counted on both hands up, it feels like. Chaps who were kicked clean across the continent and then saw action over Dunkirk, perhaps, and certainly all the start of the battle from July 10th down to now. But it can't be sustained, unfortunately. On August 24th, a bomber, a Heinkel, on its way home, jettisons its bombs, as it hoped, over the Kent countryside, and returns safely to France. Come August 25th through to August 31st, the Luftwaffe continue relentlessly pounding away. They are taking heavy casualties and losses of bombers daily, but fighter command's losses are now starting to advance. Number 13 group is sending aircraft, is weakened, with aircraft being sent south to help out others. The fleet air arm still being pillaged, bomber commander reluctantly giving up crew, or at least pilots, to fly high, wherever. Number 10 group's being weakened a little, but they can't do much, and certainly it's also true of 12 group, but 12 group are still throwing in the big ring every so often. Come the end of August, Hitler's intent is to invade Britain somewhere between the 7th and 20th. It's all dependent on tides. The invasion fleet is ready, and there's been training constantly virtually since Dunkirk, but the vehicles, the prams as they call the barges, are either so slow with their own motor or needing to be towed by a tug that they are more than susceptible to the passing bow wave of a British destroyer. The Royal Navy are keeping the home fleet close as they can, largely Scapa Flow and Harwich, so they're not in harm's way. And the English Channel has been mined by either side so often you could probably walk across from Dover to Calais without getting your feet wet. But many young men on either side are still dying in the air and ultimately the water. And as has been the case since almost before Dunkirk, the British resistance, known by the rather vague name of the auxiliary units, are getting ready for action. The idea is that once the Germans land and roll over them, they come up from behind and harass, harry and deter the enemy as best as they can, either until the British army counterattacks and succeeds, or until they die. Either way, there's a very tense mood, very tense air, and as that bomber jettisoned its bombs on countryside rather than in London, the Luftwaffe will continue to harry, harass and destroy the enemy on the ground and in the air as best as they can, attacking airfields from north of London to the south coast, and indeed bombing the likes of Plymouth, Portsmouth, Southampton, Dover and others, in terms of them being harbours, although they will need major bases to get their ships into once the invasion has landed. So at the moment, tentatively, invasion is set for September the 7th, 1940, possibly to be postponed depending on weather, and that's the state of play, you might say, in this alternate reality of August the 31st, 1940. Thanks awfully, chaps. We'll see how that goes, aren't they?